Hey, welcome to On the Corner in Marion, Kansas. We're coming to you today. It's the August 22nd when this is being recorded. And we got a couple of hosts here today. We got Jeremiah Lang and Mike Powers. And they're going to just talk about some of the things that's going on, some of the school functions that's new. As you know, we are back to school. And I'm going to turn it over to you guys.
All right, thanks, Gino. We are glad to be with you all wherever you might be in YouTube land. Yes,
it's Utopia. Utopia.
Utopia. That's good. I like Utopia.
Yeah.
Utopia. Yeah. Where you can learn any. I learned how to change a serpentine belt on YouTube this last week. You can learn anything on YouTube.
It is. It wasn't this watch. It was a similar watch. They had to take the back off, put a little battery in. And I tried, could not get the back off that thing. It was a kind of a dress watch, didn't want to scratch it up. And finally just looked on YouTube. May have looked on Google, it sent me to YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm not kidding about this. I had to take the thing and set it at the corner of the threshold and the door jamb, and then take a screwdriver. And I mean, it was just this, and yeah, worked like a charm.
Just for future reference, Lanning's Pharmacy has a tool for that. Just so you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, but the point is, in a million years, I would not have thought of that.
Yeah.
Someone did.
Yeah, and recorded it and put it on Utopia.
Yeah.
Well, we are glad to be with you. School has started. The kids are back in school, and sports are up and running. Football team's practicing, volleyball team's practicing, the cross-country runners are running, the cheerleaders are cheering. It is full speed ahead now.
Teachers are cussing?
That's what I hear.
I don't know if that's true. It just seems like, at least at home, when they get home at night, they ought to be.
That's right. This is, if you ask any teacher, this was the longest week of the school year, is the first full week of school.
Getting themselves conditioned and the kids?
And the kids.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So next, coming up, this will air on Monday, the 25th. Yeah. So coming up this week will be the Jamboree. Last year, Marion hosted the Jamboree, but this year it's going to be in Eureka. So on Friday, volleyball and football will travel to Eureka for the Jamboree. But I think the sports drink nights, preview nights, are on Thursday this week. So you can go out and see some of the middle school sports, and I think there'll be some other things going on that night as well.
The whole Jamboree thing is relatively new. What's this, maybe the third year they've done that?
Yeah, I think so.
And when the first time, I thought it was something that our school and a couple others came up with to replace the old soap scrimmage concept. But I've been other places and hear them talking about Jamboree. So it must be, is that coming from the State Activity Association, or where this Jamboree thing come from?
I really honestly don't know. It might be from the state. I know it's been a good format to get a little bit exposure to some other offenses and defenses for the football team, and the volleyball team get some exposure to some different schemes also. So early in the season.
As I understand the football, I mean, you get three teams and they just kind of rotate in, and it's a scrimmage. But, and I just assumed that volleyball's the same.
I've never been to the volleyball portion. Okay. Usually, if we're at the if we're hosting the Jamboree, we're up in the booth, kind of watching and seeing what's going on. So, other news: the fall musical has been cast. They're going to do The Wizard of Oz. That'll be in November. So kids will be starting to prepare for that.
I nominate Gene Winkler for the Wizard.
He is the wizard.
The man behind the curtain.
He is the true wizard of Marion, Kansas.
And you pull that curtain down and, oh my gosh, it's just an old man in his underwear. There's the curtain. We can use that. That's right. It's been cast. Do you have an announcement? You know who's who, what's what?
I do know some of the roles. Kaylin Metro got cast as Dorothy. I know my son got cast as the Lion.
Your son have a name?
Keenan.
Okay.
And then Eldon Smith and Jackson Salisbury both got cast as, and I don't remember which was which, but one as the Tin Man and one as the Scarecrow. I think Margaret Collett got cast as Glenda, and I want to say Maria Carlson got cast as the Wicked Witch.
The Wicked Witch.
But I'm not. Don't quote me on that.
That should be a really fun play.
Yeah, I think they'll do it. They'll have a lot of fun with that.
Tell your son you got to put him up.
Yeah,
put
yeah.
him up.
He auditioned for the Wizard because he wanted a smaller part. He figured he'd be too busy.
Like I say, he's got a much bigger role.
And he came home and he said, "I guess I did too good on my audition."
It's a fun time. I love the fall. It's my favorite season. And I recognize we're still in August, and a lot of people are going to say, "Hey, it's at this week's earlier. It was certainly hot enough that, or last week, I guess, as this airs." But you're still starting to feel a little hint of cool in the air, even when it's warm, and the school starting. I don't know, something about it. It's like, I know spring is supposed to be the season of renewal and whatever, but I guess I was just associated with school long enough that.
Yeah, and I think this time of year you're getting geared up for the fall sports, and we were just talking off air. Farmageddon is going to be tomorrow, and so Iowa State and Kansas State will be playing. And are you going to the KU game?
I'm going to the KU.
So you get to go to the new stadium this weekend.
First time to see our new seats, see where we're going to be sitting, and it's weird though because it's really it's 2/3 of a new stadium.
Right.
A third of it is just. I think it's kind of embarrassing. Someone comes from, I don't know, whoever we're playing from another state. Comes up and we're talking about the new stadium, and they end up, because the visiting team people always end up on that east side, and it's going to be, this is a new stadium.
Well, they can see the new stadium from where they're sitting.
Yeah. So they're having a stripe out.
Okay.
So
red and blue stripes.
Blue and white.
Okay.
I thought maybe it'd be red as well, but and you got a notice depending on where your tickets are, if you're a season ticket holder, to tell you what color shirt you're to wear, and give you an opportunity to buy a shirt that happens to be of that color. Are
you going to follow the rules, or are you
did it already?
Okay, all right, all right.
Bought one for me, bought one for Judy.
Okay, all right.
We're a blue stripe.
Blue stripe. Mm-hmm. All right.
My son Matt and his wife and Amber, along with Dusty and Misty Head, are going, and they happen to be white stripes.
Okay.
Which is a band, by the way. Used to be.
That is, that's accurate.
I know it's accurate.
Can you sing one of their songs?
His Seven Nations Army, was that a white stripe?
I think
or
was
just a Jack Black?
I think that was not
Jack White.
Yeah. Jack Black was a whole different
guy.
Yeah.
But he does have a band.
He does.
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
I know my stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure no one else wants to hear any of that. Let's talk a little bit about things going on around town other than school going on. Yes?
Economic development. Did I see somewhere that we're hiring an economic development director? Or
we are advertising
for one,
and then we'll be interviewing. How many depends on how many apply and so on. But
I'm excited for that. I think that's a good move.
I wanted to do it the minute I took office, and the uncertainty of it has been a real adventure. Getting to, for those who don't know, I'm the mayor. Most of the people that would watch this already know that.
Right.
That we came in with one council member who had been on the council for 2 years, and one council member who replaced someone who had passed away and had been on for a handful of months, maybe 4 or something, but it was all during that time of anger and yelling and screaming, and really nothing was getting done other than the very basics of paying the bills. And then there were 3 of us who didn't know Sikkim, and the city administrator quit before we took office. He had been the 3rd city administrator in a period of a year or
short amount of time,
maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm a little embarrassed at how long it has taken us to get our feet underneath this, but I feel very much that we are getting that done.
Yeah.
And we've had successes from getting the water tower done the way it should be to getting the water plant kind of up and running. And we are replacing old equipment and things. That water plant is going to be a chore for the city of Marion that's going to have to be addressed seriously sometime in the next decade, and some real serious decisions made. But at this point in time, we're still have the luxury of being able to use what we have. It's working fine. Water quality is great. And but we have Jason Wheeler.
Yep.
He was hired right as the new council was coming on, hired back. He had left, came back as the director of the water plant, doing a great job. And he's, again, as I said, just making changes, everything from cleaning things to painting things to replacing pieces of equipment, and pretty happy with the way that's going.
Yeah.
We have a bond issue that we're going to use to jumpstart street repair to some extent. All of Coble from Denver north it gets worse the farther north you get, but it's like a minefield, or like a minefield that's already had everything exploded in it. So that we'll definitely very quickly be moving on that. We've got Roosevelt, and I want to compliment the previous city council, because among things that they did that were really good was infrastructure. They improved our electrical system.
Yeah.
They did a big water project in the southeast quarter of town, and they were doing a couple of blocks a year of street work in concrete. The good thing about concrete, I mean, no big surprise here, is it lasts a long, long time. Bad thing is it costs a lot of money. We are kind of debating, we haven't made a final decision, but at this point I'd say that we're going to likely do that North Coble in asphalt.
Okay.
Several reasons. One, talking to the engineer, Darren Neufeld, it's got curb, it's got gutter, it's got all the stuff you need to really make, and a good base, things that should give asphalt a good chance to be last a long time. It also doesn't have, if that street were somewhere that is on the way to Marion Manufacturing or Marion Tool and Die or something, where big trucks are carrying things in or getting lots of heavy traffic. But that really, I think the trash truck would be the primary big thing that would come.
Yeah, now that those houses are built.
Yeah. Now that the houses are built, because that's part of what happened there was all the traffic on that road while we're building, what was it, I think 9 total houses up there. Not we, but the city assisted in that project. So we're going to get Coble taken care of. That'll either be yet this fall. I think it will be this fall. Could conceivably be next spring, but I'm hoping we get it done this fall. Have to decide then on the last 2 blocks of Roosevelt. Roosevelt is, for the most part, concrete from the north edge of town, the edge before you go into the industrial park. Kellison is kind of the cutoff. And then south all the way to the end. Some discussion of doing those last 2 blocks in asphalt as well. Maybe doing them, you got your base here, and then you put your asphalt on, but maybe you cut down on the outer edges lower and create this is me talk, dumb guy talk.
Okay.
Like a trough that would give you, so that you have your level of asphalt would be X amount in the most of the road, and the edges would be double that, so that the part that's going to catch that heavy truck traffic and stuff over there. Because if you drive down North Roosevelt right now, you'll see the bad part is the edges.
Right.
So that's a possibility. The other argument, and it's a pretty good one, would be just go ahead and finish that out in concrete, and then Roosevelt's good to go for hopefully a long time. I think you could probably go either way, and I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Okay. All right.
The advantage of asphalt would be that if you put asphalt on those last 2 blocks of Roosevelt, it would then give you some resources, that because that bond that we did was for new water meters everywhere, and the system to do them so that literally somebody can drive down the middle of your street and check your water, your neighbor's water, whatever, rather than having a full-time person reading meters and stuff. But those cost a little more than we thought it would. So but that's a project we just have to get done, and then that'll be taken care of for hopefully a long time.
Okay.
But if we could save a little money on the road part of it, then we could use that to Band-Aid some areas where we wouldn't have enough money maybe to come in and do a whole block, but maybe we could do a third of that area. Or over here where you got a series of potholes, let's knock them out and really fix them well. We have a lot of, the road thing is it's an ongoing issue, will always be an issue, but decisions need to be made there.
Are you surprised at how much of your time as mayor and city council is consumed by road discussion?
No.
Okay. All right.
I might have thought it would be more, to be honest.
Okay.
We'd like it to be more. It's kind of been, the council, we're getting as we get our feet underneath us, there are some things that we don't know. We don't know how the decisions were made from the previous council. There's nobody left to ask and whatever. But we've asked, and we're going to get an opportunity to sit down and look at the rating that the engineering firm puts for the roads of Marion.
Right.
And then have input on, okay, well, you've got this as the code red, the worst road in town, we got to do it next. And I expect that we'll probably go along with those recommendations, but we just want the opportunity to say, well, yeah, we agree that's a bad road, but nobody ever uses it, and this one over here is the next bad road, and it gets that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I am surprised at how much time this gig has taken. Last 3 weeks, it's darn near all I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I expected.
And the pay is worth it, right?
180 a month. Can't beat that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
$2 an hour.
Only way I could do better than that, school board. County commission's where the money is.
That's right.
And I'm not being joking there. That's the truth.
That's a good gig.
Yeah, it's the. I'm excited about the roads. Still we are still working to see if we can get a grant that would allow us to put in a splash park and some pickleball courts, and also the big piece of playground equipment in Central Park. I gestured because it's right over there.
Right.
The one that went in, it seems like it's the new one, but it's new 20 years ago, I would guess. The big green tube that kids can slide down and things climb all over. It needs some work. It's got cracks and different things, and I would like to go in and replacing that would be really expensive, but we could go in and fix it up, maybe replace underneath it. It's got that chopped up tire stuff, rubber mulch basically. Problem with that is that leaves and sticks and rocks get in it, and there's really no way to get them out unless you want to get down on your hands and knees and just pick them out. Now you can take a leaf blower and blow the leaves off, but not going to get the sticks or the rocks.
Or the walnuts.
Or the walnuts, yeah. There are some surfaces that are kind of like the track out at the football field. It's a softer rubber, but it's a solid surface. So a kid could fall on it, and it would lessen the hurt anyway. But you probably could go in then and with a leaf blower blow even the walnuts off of it, or a broom.
Then somebody could trip on them somewhere else.
Then, well, get them out in the grass, and once you're in the grass, you're on your own.
That's right.
Not a problem after that. So that's something we're still looking to do. To do that, the issue is we would have to raise, it's an 80-20 match, so we'd have to raise 20% of whatever we wanted, and just trying to figure out whether we can do that.
Okay.
I'd like to do it without, if we have to hit any tax money at all, I'd like it to be a very small percentage of the project.
Right.
Yeah, so.
A lot going on.
And no surprise, I'm sorry, I keep it's not a cold even, it's allergies.
What are you drinking this morning?
Super juice.
Super juice.
We talked about this.
It was the Center something.
Well, this is a Center Pride is the name of this drink. It's from Next Level Nutrition. It's
Okay.
a little shop across from the Central Park.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, every time I go in there, there's me and a bunch of young women. I feel very out of place. I don't think they get a lot of old men customers, but I don't know. They call it tea. It's not very tea-like. But you can get one for energy or get one for your bad mood or whatever. You should get the bad mood, bad attitude.
I drink black coffee.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what perk. Well, I guess it does kind of perk you up.
Oh, it's the best.
But this is Center Pride. So they had a Chief one I tried, and I guess it's one of the most popular. Too sweet for me.
Okay.
Then I tried Tabor Pride. I mean, this is not all in one setting. It's over time.
Blind taste testing.
Yeah. And then today I've tried Center Pride, and I think next is Warrior, and there's a Peabody, and there's a Gossel, and just try them.
Okay.
Okay.
You're a good customer. Do you get a punch card? Do they have a punch card? Like
I don't know.
Every fifth drink is.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know either.
My mama raised me not to take charity.
Really?
She did.
Okay.
She did.
That sounds like there's more to that story.
Well, she was a proud survivor of the Depression.
Okay. Yeah.
All there is to that. Last thing about the city.
Yeah. So you you got some press this week.
Yeah, all press is good press. I hate to say this, but I'd say mountain out of molehill. But that's probably unfair. Here's the thing. The budget was into the accounting firm. It's been worked on. The only real issue was that we haven't had the opportunity to go, by we, I mean the council, to go through it take part of a meeting and talk about this fund, and the next meeting talk about the next fund, and what's in that, so that when you get to the end, you've kind of gotten through everything in the budget. And that's the way last year, interim administrator, I don't like it. I don't like when people are constantly alibying, and here I am. What I'm kind of feel like what I'm doing, but it's also the truth. We were struggling mightily, and we got the budget got done, and everything was fine again. But we didn't have a process where people could watch on TV or come to the council meeting and just see the sausage get made. Mm-hmm. And I was really pretty open in saying that I wanted it to be different this year. Wanted to have a administrator on board and have that process be very open. And it didn't happen. We met all our deadlines. Had a little hiccup that actually, as it came up, I started talking about it at the discussion part of the meeting, last council meeting, and then it went from there that, hey, we need to get a publication made, and we did. And the paper I don't know if they held the presses. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but they got it in on Tuesday morning. I think their deadline's Tuesday noon. So we appreciate them getting that in for us, although, we pay to publish it, so it's good business too, but they did do that. But we are having a special session, or a work session, that's coming Tuesday. So the day after this comes out, the Tuesday of this week, at 5 at our regular meeting place, a meeting with the accountant to go through it, so that then when it comes back up on the 2nd, we will have had all the time we need to, at least in a one setting, to ask questions and get it all figured out.
So I don't know much of anything, so I'm just going to ask.
Well, aware that you don't know.
Right. Yeah. And so, was it a timing thing? We got a new city administrator, and certain things were due at a certain time, and just kind of schedules collided, and
I feel guilt that I didn't take the outgoing interim administrator aside. I did talk to Mark about, are you handing over this project? Are you on top of that project? And I should have said, probably the number one thing I should have said is, okay, the budget, or have you brought Brian up to speed on the budget? We were up to speed on the budget. Mark knew that he had gone through, talked with every department head, put the budget together, sent it to the accountant to do whatever they do. And it was there being completed, ready to be sent back to us. But I didn't say that. I didn't say, Mark, talk with Brian about the budget. Brian came in, and I thought he put it really well. He and I have talked about this when he said, I didn't know what I didn't know. Mm-hmm. We just started throwing all these things at him. Mm-hmm. Let's hire a police chief. Let's do this. Let's do that. And he thought everything was under control. Didn't realize some of the deadlines and so on. So I feel bad about that. One thing that bothered me, since we're talking about this, and obviously I had this here because I knew this might come up.
Yeah.
Someone sent me the article from the paper about this, and one line or a couple of lines here, it says, last year, Powers blamed the delay on how, quotes, screwed up the city was after David Mayfield's time as mayor. He argued that his new council was doing the best it can. Lots of quotes in there. First of all, I do recall saying something about things being screwed up. That reference was to the state the city was in when we took over. Brand new employees, brand new council, no city administrator whatsoever, nobody, and we're playing it all off the cuff. Mm-hmm. That was hard, and although one could argue, very good argument, we should be well past that. I think the key had to be to get a permanent city administrator who was here every day in place, and we didn't have that yet. I never at any time did I take a shot at David Mayfield or any other member of the previous council. I was talking, and we all know that people were at the meeting screaming and yelling, and we were losing employees. That's what screwed up, was talking about.
Right, you're just trying to keep your head above water.
Yeah. And I did. I'm sure I probably did say the new council's doing the best it can, because we were. And I think we're doing fine. I really feel like things are starting to come together. And I have, I told the reporter that called from the paper that, feel free to quote me, that what I want and what I'm pledging we will have next year. And if we don't, then you're free to call me out, because I'm saying we're going to do it. If we don't, hell, maybe I'll be dead. I don't know. But I hope not as well. But is a process like I described before, where you kind of work your way up to the budget hearing itself, and then you the whole thing has been out where people could hear us talking about, well, this fund or that fund, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And nothing's been done sneaky. Everything that has been done the way cities do it. It's just some cities, and Hillsboro's one. Let's just face it, Hillsboro's done a nice job with that. Just has that kind of a stair-step process that then gets you to that budget vote, and that's how I want to do it, and plan to do for the upcoming year.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and if not, I will hand the gavel to you.
I think I would have a wife that seriously questioned my judgment making at that point. So.
Too late, you already do.
That's right. If hopefully you're still with us after all that. Well, only because I think for some folks that gets a little dry. But the reality is in Marion, in our community, there's a lot of us that wear a lot of hats.
That's true.
And we joke about Gene being the man behind the curtain, and you're introducing yourself as mayor, and we're going to be on the broadcast on MCTV here in a couple weeks together. And the reality is, if you're here in Marion and you've got questions about the budget or about the process, Mike's around.
Yeah.
And he's someone
you
can...
I'm not hiding anywhere.
Right. And he's someone you can come up and talk to, and I don't want to speak for you, but I think you would be willing to talk about this with folks in the community as they have questions. So part of the reason we're doing On the Corner is so that we can get ourselves in front of the community, in front of people from outside the community, and talk about what's going on here in Marion. But also to just remind folks that we're accessible and we're available, and we want to be talking about our community and the what's going on here.
Love the opportunity to explain things from I guess my point of view, but I have facts to back up things I say.
Yeah.
And even facts, though, I think can occasionally. I hate to say a fact is nuanced, but maybe what prism you're looking through can make it that way. But I like the idea of not having what I have to say filtered through anyone else.
Yeah.
And so there we go.
Yeah. So we appreciate you being with us today. We're going to be getting these back out pretty regularly. I think next week we're going to sit down with the hospital CEO, and he's got some news for the community that I think is important and good news that we'll be getting out. But yeah, keep tuning in. Hit the, as Gene would say, hit the like and subscribe buttons so that you can get these updates.
Just had a thought.
Okay.
Excuse me. We have a new chief of police.
That we do.
We need to get him in here.
We do need to get him in here.
So you get on that.
All right.
Okay.
I'll do that.
See you all.